What's going on, everybody? This is Captain Obvious, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Alright guys, if you watch my Let's Play world, you might have actually seen these towers in my world. I did improve upon them. I'm going to show you the original version, and I'm also going to show you the new updated version as well, which is this right here. And then I'm going to do another video that's going to have the sugarcane. And then I'll do another one for the cactus. I'm not going to do it all in one video because I don't want to make it incredibly long, but I will be doing two versions in this tutorial. Now, the one that we're going to be doing today is good for pumpkins, it's good for melons, and it's also good for both kinds of mushrooms. You do just have to make one variation instead of dirt. You do want to get mycelium or what is the other one? Mycelium or podzol, just so it can grow in the light. Other than that, feel free to, or actually you can use dirt, but the thing is, as you're building it, especially if you're building it in the light, you're not going to be able to plant it. So that's why I just think it's easier to use mycelium or podzol. But let's just get into what you're going to need. So you're going to need some daylight sensors. You're going to need specifically 2 for each level. So depending on how many you want, like there's 5 levels here, so there's 10 daylight sensors. So you're going to need 2 per level. You're going to need just some building blocks. I'm going to be using stone and stone brick stairs. Again, you're either going to be using dirt or podzol, depending on if you want melons, pumpkins, or mushrooms. And then you're going to need 4 pistons for floor as well. You're going to need 4 lamps per. These are actually optional. You don't really need them, but I like them. You're going to need 4 of those per floor as well. You're going to obviously need some kind of, if you're going to be using pumpkins or melons, you're going to need a hoe. You're going to need whichever seed you want. And then for decoration, I have orange stained glass and orange concrete because I'm going to be showing you pumpkins. I think they look good in whatever color you're using. So if you're going to do melons, you can either do red, or I suggest lime green for the melons. And then if you're doing the mushrooms, I suggest red for obviously the red mushrooms and brown for the brown mushrooms. We're going to need some stone slabs for the top. I'm going to be using bone meal to make it grow. You could just leave it. Hoppers, up to you. It's really up to you. I'm just going to put it in a hopper just to show you. And for the alternate version, we're going to need 2 observers for floor. And for the original version, you don't need any observers at all. You just need some redstone. Okay, so let's just get into the build. So first we'll do it, this is basically just an add-on. So we're going to go ahead and just build it first. So just keep in mind, I'm not going to be showing you how to collect it. This right here is the collection. And just to show you how many can actually grow. Although, you know what? I can't show it to you because I don't have on, I'll just put on daylight cycle. That's okay. So then you can see how many, by the time this video is over, how many you grow. Now this is only 5 high. Okay, so you can put this into whatever collection system you want. This is the hole where they fall down. My suggestion would be to put it into some kind of silo. I did do a video on the silo. I will leave that in the description. But I'm not going to be showing you the collection system. Oh, and something just fell. Look at that. We already got 2. Awesome. Okay, now keep in mind, really quickly, these observer blocks, they do not observe the growth of the pumpkins, melons, or mushrooms. They just observe the light differences between or from the daylight sensors. Okay, so just keep that in mind. That being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this 6 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. That's where we're going to start building. Because I like to, if I'm going to have chests, I like to leave at least 6 high there. Okay, so let's just get into it. So we're going to take our dirt and we're going to make a little square, either dirt or mycelium. Like I said, if you're going to be doing mushrooms, just replace all of this with mycelium. Okay, and then what we're going to do is come behind it, like this, right on the middle blocks, with our stone brick. Okay, we're going to take our pistons, just like this. Okay, now if we're going to be doing melons or pumpkins, you're going to go ahead and you're going to do these 4 corners. If you're going to be doing mushrooms and you have mycelium, you're just going to plant in the 4 corners. Okay, and if you want, you could even do 2 red and 2 brown. That's perfectly fine because it's still just going to be pushing the middle out. Okay, now this is very important. Actually, let me first go ahead and grow it. Very important. We're going to be putting glass on top of it. For some reason, I haven't read this anywhere, but for some reason, pumpkins do not grow, or at least grow very often, unless they're lit up. So maybe you can even do glowstone here. I did not test it. I just like the way it looks with glass. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep the glass. Also, it helps when this block pushes forward, sometimes the items have a tendency to bounce up, and having a solid or having a block here, it's not solid, it's transparent technically, but having a block here helps push it out. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Okay, now let's just take our decorations and stuff out. So we're going to go ahead and get observers. We can go ahead and get that. And we can get that. Okay, so next, right here, next to these stone bricks, I'm going to put stairs upside down. Okay, we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Just like that. Okay, next to the, right here, next to the pistons, we're going to go ahead and put 2 orange concrete blocks. Just like so. Right on top of the pistons, right in the middle, right here, of all these blocks, we're going to go ahead and put our redstone lamps. Again, these are optional. You do not need these at all. Okay, and before we start our next layer, let me just show you how to do it, because I'm only going to do 2 layers for you. Again, this is completely stackable, and the bottom is completely up to you. But what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take a block really quick just so we can put our daylight sensor right there. So you're not putting it on that block. You're putting it on the next one up. So I'm just going to put a junk block there for a second. Okay, just like that. And then you're going to go opposite, diagonal. So you're going to go all the way to this side. We're not going to have it on all 4 sides. Okay, so you're just going to put it right there and break that. Okay, perfect. Now, obviously we're going to do the other way first. So we're not going to do the way with the observer blocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our redstone dust here. Now, you might be thinking, why is this pushed out? It's not going to be growing anything. That is the issue I had with why I did it. But keep in mind, I still got about 3.5 double chests this way, because what we do this way is we alternate it. Okay, so we alternate it. So this row is going to be daylight sensor with it on daytime. The next row up would be daylight sensor with it on nighttime. So you always have one row that is not pushed out. And the reason you want all of these pushed out at the same time is because when it actually turns, so let's say we put it to night. Okay, once it actually grows and then it turns morning, all 4 of these pistons push at the same time. You got the blocks above it. Literally everything falls in. I've never had a loss with it. Okay, so that's the other good thing about it. Plus, if you only need a little bit of these items and you build this tower, let's say 10, 15 high, like I have in my, I think I have it 11 high in my Let's Play world, and I've never had to think about it. I have, like I said, double chest full of pumpkins right now, and I haven't really had to do it. But the next version I'm going to show you is a little bit better. So this way, okay, so let's just stack it up. Let's keep it this way. Let's stack it up, and then I'll show you the change I made, in my opinion, to make it better. So now what you're going to go ahead and do is you're just going to put dirt again right on top. Okay, and then you're going to go ahead and again, you're going to put the 4 stone bricks right there. We're going to put the pistons again. So essentially, we are just doing the same thing that we just did. So you're going to do all 4 corners there. Put the pumpkin seeds there. We don't have to actually grow it this time. I just wanted to do that. And then you're going to go ahead and put, again, the orange on top, or the glass on top, I should say. Just like that. Remember, never cover the center at all. That's where the items have to fall. Okay, and then again, we're going to come right next to the stone brick. We're going to do upside down stairs. Like this. I just like the way this looks from far away. Okay, then right on top, we're going to put the orange concrete blocks. You could do wool. Doesn't really matter. You could do wool. I just like the way the orange pops. Like the concrete really pops. Okay, and then right on top, again, we're going to have this. Now, since this is the top, this is the final version that we're going to be doing, or the final height, I'm just going to go ahead and cover this bad boy up like this. Okay. And then what you may want to do is, oh no, we don't need to cover it. That's right. Yeah, you just have to cover the side that doesn't have anything on it. Or you could just come across like this. That's what I did in my world. You would just come across one out. So that way nothing can spawn in there. Oops, and it doesn't actually take away from the design. Okay? So now we're going to do the same thing. So you have to keep the same row going up. So like I said, we're just going to put a block there for a second just so we can place down our daylight sensor. And this one is going to be put to off. Okay? I'm not off. This is going to be set to nighttime. Okay? So going up, you would alternate. You just keep going up. You keep doing it as high as you want. I'm going to make mine sky limit in my world because literally it will produce more pumpkins and more melons than I need. Again, you're going to switch that. Okay, so that is the original version I had. Again, you're always going to have one thing completely pushed, one thing not. I know you guys may be thinking, oh, it doesn't work, but it's not worth it. But just think about how much you go AFK. If you go AFK for like your iron farm or for an XP farm, just stick this in the area where it would still run, where it would, if you're on PC, do it in something that's always loaded, a chunk that's always loaded. Or if you're on console, just keep it like I do in my base where I always go AFK anyway, and it will just produce. You don't have to worry about it. And look at the blueprint that it leaves, or look at the footprint that it leaves. It's just straight up into the sky. It does not take up that much room at all. Even if you put chests underneath, it's really, really tiny. It'll fit into a nice area, and you're using all the vertical space. Most of these pumpkin farms, they use really, really wide, and you don't really need it, But anyway, let's just keep going. You can cover that up there. Just don't cover it up underneath. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing to making the change to make it better, this is version 2. You're just going to break these. Okay, you're going to break all the redstone. Okay. You're going to break all the redstone. And you're also going to make sure each of these are just set to regular daylight sensors. Okay, and they're going to be on at all times. Now we're going to take our observer blocks and we're going to face in. Okay, so here's the daylight sensor. Here's the block. We're going to face it in. Same thing. You should get a nice little reaction. There we go. Perfect. And now you'll notice it'll just go off every once in a while, and that's because every single time this daylight sensor updates, every single time it's going to pulse twice. Now you may be thinking it's a little bit or costly, and that's true. It does require a little bit of redstone and quartz, but it's so worth it. And that's it. So like I said, this one's here. Let's see how much this one has produced. Although, oh no, I do have the daylight cycle going. That's right. So we already got 8. We already got 8 in that short period of time since I started talking. And again, it's just only 5 high. You build this higher and higher, you go AFK, you're going to be getting a lot of stuff with very, very minimal effort. Okay, and again, this will work. This version right here will work for pumpkins. Now again, it's not reading it. It's not reading it when it grows. It's reading the pulse from the daylight sensor. So this right here, this particular design, like I said, it's going to work with pumpkins, it's going to work with melons, and it's going to work with both kinds of mushrooms. Okay, so just keep that in mind. The only thing you have to change for the mushrooms is the type of dirt that you use. And again, you want to use mycelium, or you want to use, I keep forgetting the name, podzol. Okay, and that's it. That's the whole thing, guys. All right, so be on the lookout because I'm going to be doing the tutorial now for this one. I want to separate them just because it's literally just one block high. It's really the only difference. But I just want to give it its own separate thing in case somebody's just on the lookout for that. All right, that's going to do it for this video. Until next time, Captain Obvious out. Peace.